doing? That's right, you guys. Your pal Victor here, and we're doing a live today. And I'm gonna be doing a Tommy gun return sketch for Megan Quintanilla, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. And once we get that one done, I will do some, live sketching. If somebody wants a personal sketch card, I'm doing those for 30 today on my own stock. But first, we're gonna do this. All right, there we go. Just cleaning my glasses, everybody. So let me pull up some Tommy gun reference. And why don't you guys tell me how you're doing? You guys having a good day? Oh, looks like a couple people dropping in and out. And we're going a little early, so I expect people to come back in and out. Tommy gun, GPK. Hey, what's up, JQ? How you doing? I'm doing good. Sent out a ton of mail yesterday, so we're gonna be doing some commissions. Try to get some work going. I'm gonna have some leftovers available from Gross Card Con. I have 3 sketch covers available from that are already done, so I'll be putting those on groups. I saw that bin was loaded. What is that? Oh, is that an eyelash? There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that, and then I know I still have some Oculto card packs that all have sketch cards in them. So if you guys are looking to get one of those, you can order one of those. And we're putting stuff on groups, but today I know we're here to do some live drawings. So let's see here. What are we doing? We're doing Tommy gun. All right, so this will be fun. How are you guys doing? Has the week been treating you well? Let's see how this is doing. I've been using mechanical pencils lately, and I've been enjoying those. Give and Receive says, "Hey, big fan of your art or work. 100% wish I could have gotten that big mural, that the covers that you did." Yeah, I know. I still have that mural, so maybe we'll end up putting that up. But yeah, I know. Wasn't that a cool piece? That's the cool thing about artwork is you can, if you save up, or it might present itself again, because I'll probably put it up there so somebody can get it, and maybe one day if you like it, I'll make something similar. Maybe you'll be able to get that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad you like it. The fact that people like the stuff is the most important thing. Yeah, I know. I thought it was pretty awesome too, so that's the whole thing. Sometimes the setup where we were at that show. Hey, it's Avo. Hey, Victor, so nice to meet you at Gross Card Con. Good times. Can't wait for next year. I know, right? Yeah, hopefully next year we have a better scenario for Gross Card Con. So I'll do a little recap. Gross Card Con. So we got to Gross Card Con, and then we had an issue with our hotel when we showed up. So literally got there right when it started and had to leave. Came back like an hour later. Apparently that was the big sales rush for the weekend that I missed. Cause that was that day, I think, maybe Sunday, I don't know. But yeah, between Friday and Sunday were our big sales days. But yeah, that's when all the VIP people came and bought stuff, and I missed most of them, and most of them didn't come back. You know, but hey, you know what? It's cool. But I was able to meet a lot of people in the community. I met Avo, who's an awesome guy. If you get the chance, you should meet him. He's very nice. And then who else did I meet? Um, Bobby Hollingsworth. I met a lot of the artists. We met Rory. He's a cool dude. And I was right by Toofy and Barry Nigma and Shane Garvey, aka Kid Grim. And that was our little area. And then Eddie Rhodes, who's usually in here, he was a couple rows from us. And then even further up, it was Jeff Cox, and we were away from everybody else. which there weren't a lot of booze at this show, and I thought that was kind of messed up. But basically, like, think, oh, I know, I said he was across from us. But yeah, basically, like, it was, think of like a football field, like, we're right here, and everyone else is over here, and there's just like a stage, an artist alley, an artist alley, an artist alley, bunch booths, hidden room, you know. So just kept, we were, so that kind of sucked because, but part of me gets it. Like, the promoter must have been like, oh, this is the reason people are coming here. If we spread them out, like, maybe people will walk around the show, because it's not like there's really a lot else to do at the show. But, it would have been cool if we were at least kind of by each other. Like, the closest person, like, say, here's the room, and then Michael Bernard was right here. And that was kind of it. We were all the way over here, kind of like we were here, and then Jeff was like maybe here, and Eddie was maybe here, you know. But you know, maybe next year we'll all be kind of closer by to each other, you know. And then in this room, Mark Pingator was there. He's a good friend of mine. Who else was there? Rory was there. Chad Shears was there. Jason Crosby was there. Jeff Zapata and Smokin' Joe. And then, the GPK Wacky Warehouse. Yeah, basically that's all it was like Funko, all in between. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been I don't do like pop culture shows anymore. I mainly do horror cons, or vintage shows. And because I collect vintage toys, and it used to be you'd go to like a toy convention, and they'd be selling like, like old Ninja Turtles. And I remember I got like the cool old Krang's Android body figure at a Comic Con one time. You won't find that ever again now. All these shows are mainly now is like pop conventions, and it's kind of lame because it's like, I feel like there's a place for like old cool toys, but right next to the con there was also like a Christmas convention. Like, they sold like holiday wreaths and Christmas trees and stuff, and they dropped the price to $5 on Sunday, or $5 cheaper, to try to get people who were at the Christmas show to come to the toy show. And if you got to do that, it's kind of like, ooh, and again, I don't want to be critical. I mean, Toofy lives in Vegas. He told me he didn't get advertised much there at all. Oh, so tell me about the Christmas show, because I want to know about the Christmas show. Did they have could you get your picture taken with Santa? That's what we were wondering. Like, did they have a Santa in there at least or something? But there were more people. It seemed to me there were more people at the Christmas show than there were at the toy show, So that's kind of what bummed me out. I was like, really? Can't we get I'll just put this in perspective for you guys that may not have been there. There was this girl there named Katie Forbes, who kind of looked like a Kardashian chick, like big booty, like that super tan, really long ponytail. And she was like a wrestler there, and she was walking around all the booths. I knew they had a Santa. They also had a lot of food. Ah, damn, that would have been cool. Oh yeah, well, no, the food in this convention center is actually good, and the prices weren't that high. Oh, dude, see, that sounds cool. I wish if you get local people, more people are going to come out to stuff. But I'll just finish my story real quick. So this lady, she's walking around like, oh, come see us wrestle, blah, blah, blah. Come see us wrestle, blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody knew who she was. I follow wrestling, and I knew she was Rob Van Dam's wife. And guess what? Rob Van Dam and Sabu were both in town. Rob Van Dam and her lived there. Sabu was in town for something. Neither of them were guests at the show. I saw Jeff Zapata post pictures. They were just hanging out in Vegas because she was there. Why didn't they just go, hey, Rob Van Dam and Sabu, why don't you come hang out at our show? We'll pay you like per diem something. Try to get more people in the door. If you're in town, it's like I'm sure money talks, like something, because it would have been nice to get more people in there, but I don't know. I promote shows, so this is the kind of stuff I'm critical about, but overall it was nice to like actually hang out with people because it was like, kind of quiet, quiet sales wise. So, got to hang out with whatchamacallit talk to Jeff and Smoking Joe for a while. These days ain't like how it used to be, Vic. Well, here's the thing, dudes. I'm like, a lot of times, I think a lot of people, they have money and they think, oh, I'm going to do a show. And they don't put the effort into like making it like a good event. Or that's too, no, because I'll say it wasn't a bad event, I'll say like they could have put more care into it. Like it could have been at a smaller venue. It could have been even like just super focused the GPK thing, and I think it would have been cool, like I don't know. I do feel there's a lot of room for improvement. I feel like the last couple shows are better. Like I bought stuff at the last couple toy cons. They had people who did cool stuff, and I feel this year it was just like pops, and but it was nice to hang out with Toofy and Barry and Shane, and we were just commiserating the whole time, which was fun. There was a guy there who had a comic he was selling next to us, and I heard him go over his pitch for his comic so many times that I memorized it. It was like this whole thing, like, oh, let me tell you about my comic. It's in a time where people can't die anymore, and in fact, one of the characters is a severed head, and our heroes want to figure out how to go and restore the natural order of things, and I felt bad because he was telling us that I guess he did some graphic design exchange for his booth, and like, but he hadn't sold a single thing at the show, and I'm like, oof, that sucks. That's such a shitty feeling, but that happens, unfortunately. Sometimes I feel like I made his chin too big. Let's bring that in a little bit. It was looking a little Family Guy. Looking a little Family Guy. I like that. All right, now we'll do this. I think one of the things I like about this is how the cigar's flying out his mouth along with the bullets. It's kind of funny. All right, now we'll do the hat over here. But I will say overall, it was nice to like meet a lot of collectors. Like meeting Avo was fun. Got to get our picture taken together. Nice to make some faces with the names. My comic covers usually like are around 200, the same as I do my sketch cards. Um, but I tend to fit a lot of stuff on there. Let me see if I have some here. If I can show you guys the ones I got done. It doesn't help that these things aren't even cheap anymore. Like especially the older sketch covers cost a lot of money. It's like just buying them. All right. So here's the 3 I did, and I'll show them to you right now. I'm talking loud so you can hear me. All right. So this was the first part of the thing. Like they all matched up. And this was the second one. And this is one I did at the show. It doesn't match up. It's just kind of the same color scheme, but it's Weird Wendy, and she's made a Dead Ted, Nasty Nick, and Atom Bomb into Mad Balls that she's floating around the room. I made him Nasty Nick a little old by giving him the white temples, and I like the goo. I look at Atom Bomb missing a tooth. But yeah. So yeah, something like this I usually charge like 200. It's full, super saturated color. It's big. You get a bunch of characters on there. But yeah, they're super fun. So I'm gonna probably put those originals covers. What do you mean originals? Oh, you mean these? Yeah. Hang on. Where did those go? Love how I'm making a mess. What's that word? Doom pile. These are origins. I don't have any, but I could get some. It's they're near. I have a comic shop nearby, so. All right, there we go. Yeah, I draw on a folding table in my office. I have a folding table that I got when FYE went out of business. And I don't know, I like drawing on it. It feels like it has a little bit of history to it. All right, let's do this. But yeah, if you want a sketch cover, just let me know, because I do enjoy doing sketch covers. All right, then we'll have some holes here. All right, so there we go. Now let's start coloring him in the eternal struggle color. Oh, does this still have? Oh, I might actually use this right now. There we go. Doing some coloring there. Does cream have any juice left? Yeah, all right. Yeah, this Crasher stock is not awesome, so kind of just have to be a little careful, just dab it. Yes, I do take Cash App. Trying to remember what it is. I think it's $. I think that's what it is. And then the other one is... That's Venmo. This is Cash App, that's Venmo. And then PayPal is... So those are the ways to pay me. Took me long enough to memorize them, right? Alright, let me see here. So some of you might be like, why are you doing the background first? And it's like, so I don't smear stuff up. I mean, we're going to have some smear, and I'm going to play into that. Because you guys know my ultimate lesson when I do these is happy accidents, So if you ever smear anything, just play it into what you're doing, So this is going to be a shadow, and shadows are, even though cartoons have led us to believe shadows are never completely straight edges, they're fuzzy. So we're doing some fuzz. And remember, if you use these big markers, don't push down hard. Just kind of do the dab thing, because you're going to carry the ink with you. So that way your ink lasts longer. Because you want your ink to last longer. Most art pens are not cheap. So now we're going to go in with 5, Cool Gray 5, which is basically a really dark gray. Super oscuro, as they would say in Spanish. But it's going to let us define the shape of what we're doing so that we can add black later. And by the way, if you enjoy what I'm doing, you can leave me a tip at any of one of these. Or we have this thing called Super Chat. It's a $ in the chat function. And you can give any kind of a tip from $1 to $2 or whatever financial amount you feel comfortable with for entertaining you. Think of it like when you're at a piano bar and somebody plays a song you like and somebody gives you $1 in the wine glass. Put $1 in my wine glass. All right, so now we're gonna do the black. Another way is if you're a guitar player on the beach, they have their case open, you throw $1 in there. Of course, tips are never necessary, it's only if you want to. All right, so there we go. Now we're gonna do this and color that in. Again, notice how I'm coloring. I'm not pushing down, I'm just kind of brushing it. There we go. In case you're wondering, I am playing the soundtrack to the video game Blasphemous in the background. Just needed a little break from the Japanese trap music today. All right, so now we've got all that colored. Time to drop in some blues. I know you're probably a busy guy. Do I watch any cartoons? Yes, I do. I watch Rick and Morty, and I watch Solar Opposites. Trying to think what else I might watch. Those are the main ones. I don't really watch Family Guy anymore. I used to years ago. I watch The Simpsons, usually reruns. We just got done watching all the Treehouse of Horrors for Halloween. What else? Oh, right now I'm rewatching Todd McFarlane's Spawn on HBO Max. If you've never heard of that, it was a TV series based on the comic book Spawn in the 90s. And it's very dark. Oh, thanks, JQ. Keith David does the voice of Spawn. He also does the voice of Spawn in Mortal Kombat 11. So that's the connection between those two things. But yeah, I guess I actually do watch a lot of cartoons. I also like Young Justice, which is also on HBO Max. And I just watched Rise of the Super Sons, which is the newest DC animated movie, which I highly, highly suggest you watch. It is actually super cool. The whole thing is done in cell shaded 3D, which looks super cool. In case you're wondering, that's the same way they did the What If series on Disney Plus. It's all animated, cell shaded 3D, kind of like the Street Fighter games are now. And the other one I suggest, if you get a chance to watch it, is I hope so. And what is it? Oh yeah, it's on Netflix. Love, Death, and Robots is really good. The first season. And but there's a really good movie on there. It's called Altered Carbon, and it's the same thing like Rise of the Super Sons, where it's cell shaded 3D. So it looks like 2D animation kind of, but it isn't. I like that 2D animation look, and it's kind of like anime. All right, and if you're just joining us right now, I am doing a return sketch at the moment. This is Tommy Gun, as you may know. Spot is one of my favorite characters, and have you seen Yu Yu Hakusho? I've seen it before. I'm gonna be real and say I don't remember it anymore. But I did watch some of it years ago, like enough to remember that name, you know. But yeah, there was one I used to watch, anime show I used to watch. Was it Rurouni Kenshin or something? Is Yu Yu Hakusho the one with the alien girl with white hair and big ears, and there's like a guy that she hangs out with, and she doesn't really like him, and there's like she turns out she's a robot that somebody made. I don't know. I remember McFarlane made toys of it, but I used to watch that show. Damn, I don't remember what that show is. Maybe that's Rurouni Kenshin. I don't know. But yeah, I used to know a lot about anime. Not so much anymore. I watch a lot of old anime. Like, what's an example of old anime? Like Fist of the North Star. That's really old. That's from like the 80s. Wicked City. And then I like some like anime-ish stuff from years ago, like Afro Samurai. I haven't added any black to this drawing yet. I'm just like kind of playing with it still. That's a trick with these. Yeah, I love Afro Samurai. Sometimes like I'm drawing and I'm watching it through the camera and I'm like, "Oh no, I shouldn't be doing that." I'll watch, you know. It's like if you ever go to a comic book convention and you're filming something, you're just watching it on your phone instead of actually looking at it, and you're getting a distorted view of it. But now I'm back to watching it correctly. All right. So let's throw in some more color in here. So this is powder pink. It's very pink. Well, thank you guys for hanging out, spending some time with me here on the live stream. All right, that looks pretty cool. Now let's do the hand over here. All right, there's going to be a lot of detail work on this guy. Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, I'm doing sepia now, which is brown, you know. So this is the other thing, if you ever go shopping for markers and stuff like that, don't just go by the colors. Try it out. Make sure it's the thing you want to get, you know, because like I said, sometimes it's not quite the color. So when I want brown, I want sepia. All right, now we're going to do... Watching you sketch is always therapeutic. Well, I am glad I can provide a service. All right. You know what's funny? Well, again, this is a thing of like, during the lockdown, I kept thinking like, oh, you know, whenever we do have Gross Card Con, it'd be nice if we can do like a meetup with some of the people in here. I realize it's not realistic that everyone can travel to a convention like that. But I thought it'd be, you know, it's like, hey, let's hang out. I can sketch in person or whatever, you know. But we just didn't have that many people at the actual show that watched the streams. I think Avo, maybe one other person, you know. Oh, thanks, guys. So I think the trick is I just got to sketch more regularly on here so we can build a following back up. That way, next year when we do a show like that, it's undeniable that we should be guests and do a live little panel like this. Because that was what I really was surprised that they didn't ask me to do like a live sketch panel, because that I feel like people would have really been into that. Most of the artists at these shows do draw in silence, and it's like, I feel like fans might enjoy seeing some live art take place. I did see it a few times at the show when people would crowd around to watch, somebody like Jeff draw or something. But next time, Gadget, next time. Jeff Zapata, I mean. But yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. We're getting some good let me move that up a little bit, that way you guys can completely see. We are getting some good sketch here. I don't know. I do feel like maybe next year I might try to do a GPK type event out here in Phoenix. I did talk to some of the other people there about it, and the interest is definitely there. So there's a good chance it might happen. You know, I feel like Phoenix is not that far from a lot of places, so very possible. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Especially if we do it at a point in time when it's easy for people to travel. Like that right there. All right. I'm not gonna rush through inking this. I'm just I do like the bold lines this pen gives you sometimes. And like I said, this light here is not giving you the best view of it. You know, this looks a lot better in person. Not that it doesn't look good. I'm just saying. I also think if you talk to like Avo and a couple of people, they can probably tell you that my art does look better in person. This just kind of drowns it out a little bit more than I would like. Because color saturation is a big thing for me. I like getting like the colors like vivid. Like, get in there. That's the type of color I'm talking about. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just a picky bastard. All right. Let's see here. This guy has some pinstriping going on. I'm going to build in with the color because we're going to throw in... I have a mighty beard. Let's just say that. I think Avo saw it in person. My beard is like... I'm like Bray Wyatt or like a young ZZ Top. Now I want to watch Back to the Future Part 3. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah. So this is what you should do, guys. And I know some of you don't do art, but I do like to give out the art tips because I know some people watch it. If you have a dark blue and you really want to make it pop, surround it with some purple, and that blue will pop more by association. This is the magic of the color wheel. I think John Pound could tell you that because he does do the exact same thing on the actual card. It's like blue surrounded by purple. And don't worry, we are going to go over this with some black. I could somehow feel somebody going, why isn't there any black in this drawing? It's like, there will be. Don't you fret. All right. And now, here's one of the fun little things. Go back and look at this card, and he's got a yellow tie. You're like, why does he have a yellow tie? Because yellow and blue are complementary. That's why Atom Bomb has a tie of that color. It just draws your eye to it. Now, back in the 80s, they call that shit a power tie, you know? Hey, I'm just glad you're watching it, you know? And my nephew watches these and enjoys drawing them. I have a great picture I should post in on my page of him drawing Nasty Nick watching this on television. I'm just glad he's interested in art because he's a cool kid. That's some good hair right there. That's a handsome fella. All right, let's get some. That's not the one I want. So I'll just throw this in here. So I use these are my favorite ones for inking when I don't use bigger ones. But my preferred number is 1 because you get this. It's kind of like a pen, you know. It lets me do some fine ink. 0.5 is super fine. That's what I used to use to ink everything. And then there's 3, which is just basically a chisel brush. I don't use that a lot. I kind of use that for like stuff like this maybe, where I don't want to use the biggest black, but I do want to just get a swath of color in there and not run the nib of this pen into the ground. When I say nib, I mean this little tip. That's called the nib. You guys probably know that already. All right, and now we'll do this. And then we'll do this. See that? Isn't that fun? Look at how clean his face is. And see, that's one of those little happy accident things, because if you go a little too hard on the weight, you can always chalk that up to shadow. See that? And you go in and you clean up anything that kind of smeared from bleeds. Bleeds are when the marker kind of did a pencil sketch 2 months ago and inside out Oscar and Boney Tony. Nice. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, you should always, I always say you should always draw what you like, because that'll make your day a little better. All right, see? And there, that gives us the head we want. Now let's finish this ear before I forget it. All right, I'm going to do this. A little thinner there. Now, the other thing I'll tell you is I probably didn't need to pencil this. I could have just, it's Eddie, what up? So I really didn't need to pencil this, but, you know, part of it is the showmanship of it. And, you know, that way you can see how the drawing builds. A lot of times when I do these, you know, off stream, I just go right into the color. Or, you know, and then, like, you know, I'll do a loose shape, then I'll do the color, then I'll just do the marker. When I do these for tops, I just go in and draw them with my pen and then color them, and that's it. And the pencil never even touches it. I'll also say, without saying it, if you weren't drawing GPK, what would you be drawing? Probably more horror stuff, because I want to do some and some superhero stuff, because that stuff's always fun to draw. I am gonna draw some superhero stuff on the stream probably later this week or next week, because you know, my my nephew, my girlfriend's nephew, he's really into Fortnite, and he was showing us his skins for characters. So, and he likes drawing stuff we draw on the stream, so I might do some superheroes he likes so he can learn how to draw them, like Venom. Like, Venom is his favorite character right now. So that might be fun, just to mix it up. And I have a lot of blank superhero covers, so those might be fun to do on here, just to mix up the, kind of the stuff we do. But whenever I do GPK stuff, I will always make sure you guys know I'm doing GPK stuff. But sometimes variety is good. Sometimes I do draw horror characters. I think there's a thing on here where I show you guys how to draw the Joker. Alright, what am I going to do over here? Just I want to add some more stuff to this, but not too much. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that's the whole thing. You got to make the color pop, so it's not enough. I would love to see you do Moon Knight and Venom, Moonlight, Ghost Rider, and Spawn are some of my favorite characters. Oh, that's cool. I am a big Spawn guy of late. There we go. Alright, almost done now. Clean, I think. One of the Garbage Pail Kids artists. So yeah, that's not too bad right there. Oh, that's right. I did draw a clown. That was pretty fun. I remember that. Alright, I'm gonna draw one that I want to draw now. Alright, let me do this. I have a brick. What time is it? 5:12? Wow, I drew that pretty quick. Or what was the word? Sooner than I thought I would draw it. How many of these do I even have left? Nice. So these are from when I was a guest at Gross Card Con a few years ago. I still have a lot of them left, actually, so I'll probably just draw something on here. And I'll throw this one up on Deal or No Deal or something. Because I had an idea for one, and let's just see where I go with it. Oh yeah, there's my pencil. This is going to be a horror character. I'm sure some of you will figure out who it is by the time I'm done. Yeah, it's pretty fun. The logo, I mean. And this is going to be, and not atom bomb, but the gag is going to be, atom bomb-ish, Usually whenever I do this gag, it's like, the brain is like, gushing blood or something. And that's kind of what we're going to do with it. So this character is going to be Art the Clown from Terrifier. And his head's going to be gushing blood. Like Atom Bomb. Because who doesn't love Atom Bomb? No, I just wanted to do like an Atom Bomb-ish type card. And I'm not a super fan of, the current official art card. All right, see ya, Avo. Well, I'm glad there's still a few people in here hanging out. But it'll be fun when I color it. Like that. That's pretty fun. Like how freaking. You got to be careful too. Color smears on cardstock so easy. I can't believe I forgot to grab a card or something so it wouldn't smear. But hey, at least we're going to color over it, and that's going to be fine. Oh, there's one. Always remember, kids, use a card when you're to where you're resting your fingers, because you never know. You never know. Thing I like about mechanical pencils is you kind of get a good look like what it's going to look like when it's done. Sorta. Yeah, you get a lot more precision than just using a regular pencil. All right. Let's do the second bib. I don't know what these things are called. I just call them bibs. All right. I'll move this up here and draw the hand. Kind of a saw blade thing going on here. A handsaw. I don't like that squiggle. Always be careful how you do your squiggles, you know? Alright, now we're gonna do this here. Alright, so, the other Art the Clown here just has his arms being funny. I want to have him holding that trash bag he always holds. There's always something nice about characters doing something actiony. Alright, and these are going to be blood splats. Alright, so there's the line drawing. So let's get this guy colored. Looks tight. Alright, glad you're liking it. Yeah, you gotta have fun with what you're sketching, else, what's the point of sketching? So now I'm using Cool Gray number 1. This is my preferred shade of gray. Sometimes if I'm shading, white faces, I will also use this other color called Crystal Blue. Sometimes a combination of the two. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use some Crystal Blue here. Probably. We'll see. Alright, and I'm just lining the lips a little bit with the gray. Doing the atom bomb kind of thing, even though we're going to add some blood to that area. Alright. Get some more gray. There's going to be a lot of gray in this drawing if you haven't picked up on that yet. Alright. That's a lot of fun right there. And of course, there's going to be darker grays because this is a black and white character. So here's the trick to that: when you're drawing a black and white character, don't actually do black. You do dark grays so you can make the drawing more interesting. Otherwise, it's going to be boring. Because you can already see it's kind of interesting right now. So, because like his black lips are actually going to be gray, you know? You know, like if you have a really faded black t-shirt, it looks more like it's gray than black. You know, now we're going to do the black side of his, you know, clown suit, which is, you know, going to be gray. See? So now the gray has become black, you know. You know, we'll go in with a black liner at the end, you know. Do some shading. You know, when you're doing something like this, you do have to have good line weight control, which I do struggle with sometimes, I'm not going to lie. And do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. But, you know, like I said, we'll throw in some little lines from the 0.5 microliner, and that'll make it look, you know, a little bit more cleaned up, if you will. All right. Are we enjoying this one? All right, we got to do the eye makeup here. Zoom in here. All right, now's our moment where we're going to start doing some stuff here. So I'm gonna try and align this here. So I'm just gonna go light, 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 light. And it's funny where your mind goes sometimes when you're inking or something. It's like right now I'm remembering going to see the Mikado at Cal State Long Beach when I was like in the 2nd or 3rd grade. It's like, ooh, that was fun. Weird that my mind went there. I have a very vivid memories of my childhood. I tend to remember stuff that most people don't. Art and his jacked up cracker teeth. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. The reason I'm adding the blue now is because I'm adding in some yellows and stuff, so it'll make it a little seem more colorful than it actually is. I'll see you later, Vic. I love how it's coming out. Take care until the next live. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you hanging out. And right now I have it zoomed in super far. You gotta remember is this is a 2.5 by 3.5 index, little card. So we're getting a lot of detail in here. Cause zoom out. Whoa, zoom out, zoom out. It's very small, so when we see this card in person, you're gonna be like, you'd be like, damn, there's a fuck ton of detail in there, ton of detail in there. And try to watch my language on the stream a little bit better. Alright, let's get some blood flow going here. And I appreciate you guys that are hanging the stream. I know it's been like an hour. Sometimes these go a little bit longer. Blood time. That's what it's all about. Alright, and throw some little bit of blue in the eyeball. And pink is playing the role of our yellow here, so, you know, we'll do the hard red. And then we'll do some flesh tone, which will end up being our powder pink. That'll be the orange in the cloud of the atom bomb cloud. Don't worry, we'll come back with it with some red in a second. Alright. And you know, I know it's going a little out of the line, but like I said, it's a very small card. So we're bound to get some bleed. Bleed, get it? Alright. But it's nothing we won't be able to fix, you know, so I'm not like tripping over it. And then we're going to put some pink on the handsaw here. And on his fingers, and then we'll just go over that with some red. Because, you know, blood. Alright, so let's just finish up the hand here. Look at that. That is coming out really good. I am enjoying that, as the kids would say. Alright, now we're going in with warm gray 4 for the trash bag. You'll see it's a different color than the other gray we're using, and that's good because you want to differentiate your colors. Especially since we're going to go over this with black. let's get cracking here. And by cracking, I mean black. Clay case is cool. That's fun stuff there. Alright, now let's do our little hat here. Alright, time to start doing little details, because we don't want to, like, do this whole thing with a hammer, this is why you need to have a lot of different size nibs in your arsenal. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. That's a good face right there. Alright, I'm going to go in a little bit more on the eyes here. Like I said, the blue just makes other stuff pop. This is a darker blue than the one I was using earlier. I mean, you guys know that blue and pink go well together, so. Fringies. I'm just doing little bits of line at the end. that's good. Alright. Gotta move it a little bit. It was getting stuck to the paper underneath. Because that's the thing. When you do this kind of inking, stuff will get stuck because it'll go through the card. Alright, let's do a little bit here. Isn't that fun? Kind of a John Wayne Gacy thing, but not really. Alright, let's do a little bit of a darker gray here in the shadow. How funny, I just joined, and I'm also crocheting an art doll right now. That's really funny. People love art. We'll see how this one goes, though. Alright, we'll do this here. And like I said, guys, a lot of this is just trying to ink it in a way that's visually pleasing versus just going the most literal color, you know? So there we go. Then 1, 2, 3. There we go. Because that looks like dried blood, and ultimately that's the look you kind of want. Alright, and then here's this thing here, which I should have colored with that other thing, the other color gray we were using, but I missed it. Sometimes you've seen me draw, I forget these little areas. There we go, just go back with it. And it's nice because then I can go in with this colored gray to shade our other gray areas, which will dry a different gray. You don't want it to all be too samey, you know? Samey. I like how I just make up words that seem like they seem like real words. Alright, then we do this. You have areas that are a lot of the same color. It's always good to add a little noise or texture just to kind of break it up. Like what I did right there. And what I'm doing here. Because then it's like, oh, it's rust or viscera or whatever. Alright, and that handsaw there, We could make gray, but you know, we've got so much gray on here already. Let's just make it blue. As I said, it's good to have variation in your colors. And then it's not all the same thing. Alright, now I'm doing these lines here because I'm going to throw some black on the bottom. And I don't want to make these lines later. I'm just making them now. Because then I just got to do a swoosh with the black, and there's... and it's already crept up. And there you go. Love how you sketch clowns. Oh, thank you. I didn't realize I sketched a lot of clowns. Do I? I guess so. See, I like clowns. It's like, I'm Hispanic, and like clowns aren't scary in our culture. So I grew up going to lots of circuses. I always liked clowns. All right, so see, that's coming out pretty good right there. And just do there, and then we'll do this here. I like outlining my blood spots. I don't know why, I just do. Let's do this here. All right, see, so that looks pretty good. We're almost done. And I'm just doing this because, it's not explosion. It's like viscera. So it should be like chunky. All right. I'll throw some like other colors in here too. Chunk. All right, now what should our final color be? That goes with red. Feel like it should be a purple, but not too dark a purple. Should it be orchid? Maybe. So it's going to be one of those two. I would think I have one that's in the middle. That one might be the way to go. Yeah, we'll go with that one. like, I don't think I've even used this color before. It feels brand new to me. Definitely not the purple I was using for the backgrounds of those other cards. Alright, now let's do those borders. Alright. So now the real question, will I color this gross card logo in? Probably. How will we do it? Let's find out. Well, I want something complementary to that, so let's do... splatter's good. So we'll do these letters pink and add like red shit to them. Like their brain. And it's okay that it's smearing because we want it to look gross. Yeah, you just gotta have fun when you do stuff like this. It's just weird. A little red highlight here and there. Alright, we're almost done. Alright, let's do a little bit Alright, well that feels finished to me. Maybe I'll do the little circle on the cheek. Just doing some little details here, so I'm happy with it. And there we go. What do you guys think? I think that one came up pretty fun. Right there. All right. Yeah, I'm glad you guys dig it. So yeah, that's the stream for today. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will be back later. It's 6 on the nose. So tune in next time. See ya, guys. Have fun. Have a good weekend, and peace out.